How's it going, everyone? It is Zach from Off the Podium, and today I'm going to bring you the news of the latest update to Hytale and where the future is headed for the game. All right, let's get right into it. We're looking at update number 1 that just released to the public branch today on Saturday, January 17th. So I'm going to go over all of the additions and changes, and then I'm going to kind of skim over the bug fixes because there's going to be multiple of those for every single time they have an update. And if you did not know, they do have a pre-release branch before they send out the public branch updates that you can be a part of if you go to the launcher and you can select pre-release and you can try out the changes before they go live for everyone else. First things first, update number 1. Welcome to the first Hytale update. Today we are releasing new content alongside a range of fixes and quality life improvements. We are committed to maintaining a rapid patching cadence to address issues and improve the game as quickly as possible. Under the world and environment category, they have added dinosaurs and other NPCs to populate the underground jungles. They currently use placeholder behaviors and are a work in progress. Just a quick disclaimer, you will need to generate new Zone 4 unexplored areas to see them in that area. So they will not spawn in somewhere if you've already gone into Zone 4. The devastated land sewers now have proper atmospheric effects and creature spawns. Areas beneath volcanoes now use volcanic environmental effects. I would hope so. Fixed entity placements, textures, and interiors in Farron villages, and removed an invisible filler block behind the bench in the Forgotten Temple. NPCs and creatures, adding knockback resistance to NPCs that previously did not have it. NPCs that were fire themed now will not take fire damage, however, they will still appear to be on fire. The Earth Golem's combat behavior and spin attack have been improved. Skeletons no longer take drowning damage. Yeah, that really did not make any sense. Quebec should now be immune to environmental damage caused by cactus and brambles. I don't know how to feel about that one, but sure. Replace the Trork Shaman placeholder summon animation. I'm pretty sure that's the one where if they were summoning the wolves, they would just like lie on the floor dead and then 2 wolves would just appear. So I hope that that's a lot better. And they added proper loot tables to Quebecs and Trorks in the Whisperfrost Frontiers. Livestock should no longer climb on top of the chicken coop. I hope that there's a way that we can get a better explanation of like how high we need like fences to be for small animals that we're trying to keep in our farms from jumping out, because I do notice that is a big issue. I was trying to build my first farm in the adventure mode or the exploration mode, and I just felt like, how tall do I need these fences to be so that I can actually keep the animals and not have them just run away from me? Cautious wildlife predators, such as the fox, should no longer engage players unless attacked. I don't know how I feel about this one, because whenever I would pass by a fox, I liked that it was like alert. And then if I continued to get closer and closer to it, then it would attack. But that just seems like a realistic defensive behavior. And like if you walk up to a wild animal, it may not wait for you to smack it to attack you. So I don't know how I feel about that change. But regardless, here it is. Crafting items and farming. Before we do this, just think this is already the first content and change list before the entire first week has concluded that the game has been out. So if the cadence of updates is like 4 days for every major update that is adding and fixing items, we're in store for a very quick turnaround of making this game already from good to great. Crafting items and farming. The backpack and its upgrades are now easier to obtain. So they basically moved down each of the workbench requirements, and they've halved the requirements needed to craft it. They did a bunch of changes for the tanning racks that are now buffed, so it takes less time for hides to become leather now. The crafting bench distance where you can pull from your chests has now doubled in size, and now processing benches now display item tooltips in the upgrade requirements panel. All raw fruits and vegetables should now only grant health regen 1. Cooking them grants additional benefits. That makes sense. Dropped items should no longer get stuck on the side of blocks. I never had that issue, but I'm glad it's fixed. Torches and other handheld light sources can now be placed on the ground when equipped in the utility slot while wielding a pickaxe or hatchet. Yeah, that one was really annoying. Why have the utility slot if you can't actually have utility and use it? So I'm super glad that I don't have to add a mod for that one, even though modding is super easy. That's enough for another time. Pickaxes and hatchets are now only swung using the primary action. Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, is there like a buffed like attack if I use my right or if I hold my left down? I'm glad that that has been removed and it's just one primary action now. They nerfed some of the corn essence of life giving. That way it's more balanced with other lower tier food items. They changed some other things that have to do with farming. I'm really satisfied with the farming workbench. I really enjoy farming in games, and the way that they're rebalancing this, I think that's good. I think it is quite a high requirement to get the eternal seeds, but I totally understand it. Next up, wood logs now displayed their respective wood type. Thank goodness, because I had no idea whenever I was trying to look for softwood what I was looking for. I'm really glad that they're going to add that in the tooltip now, and it will show either hardwood, softwood, and I think there's like a middle one as well. I can't remember what it's called, but now that all that's going to be displayed in the tooltips, and that's going to be so much better. Audio and visual effects. I didn't hate the sounds, but it wasn't as satisfying as they could be. So we're going to go in and hopefully see that the new hit and break sounds are way more satisfying. From what I've seen on Twitter, it does look like people are happier with them. And so I guess we'll see in the future if people continue to like them or if they want more changes. Horses now properly play running sounds while mounted. Yeah, that was kind of weird. It's like I was a ninja running through the forest with a 4-footed, like 700-pound animal. So I'm glad that now actually has sound. Adjusted volumes for cocoon breaking, pigs, piglets, and warthogs. Yeah, I think the thing that feels the most unfinished in the game right now is the audio design and animations. I think that they have really good bones for a lot of the mobs, but they are definitely unfinished right now. A couple other ones that I wanted to add in here. There's new particles for many different actions. Pitch variation on sword swings has been reduced, so I'm guessing that the pitch was like extremely low and extremely high. The range, so now they brought it down so it sounds more similar the more you use it. Another quality of life improvement is that you can sleep starting at 7:30. For me, whenever I was experimenting with it, it looked like it was still daytime now when you can sleep. So I feel like they kind of should have went like somewhere in the middle ground, maybe like 8 o'clock or 8:30. But 7:30, if you want to go to bed early, then go ahead. More UI and performance improvements, including toggling full screen, switching the HUD, and taking screenshots can no longer be bound to mouse buttons. The game now warns when players pre-release versions are opening worlds from different versions. Field of view is now limited to 160. I did notice that the hyperdrive effect is really exaggerated in this game. So I think my FOV is only like 95 right now when I was playing at like 110 in Minecraft. Character customization. They added a whole new bunch of eye types, mouth options, hair colors, and now they fixed a supporter edition cosmetic. Combat and balance. Weapon attack should now check for line of sight. Burn effects now generally deal less damage except for lava, and cactus and brambles now deal the environmental damage type. Commands and servers, they've fixed teleport commands to make it make more sense. Commands now support specifying item durability. Whitelist and ban commands now support both online usernames and offline UUIDs. The server now uses bottleneck bandwidth and round trip propagation time BBR congestion control for QUIC. Improved authentication and session token error handling. I know this seems like a lot, and it is, and that's a good thing. The fact that they're bringing out this many changes within the first 4 days of the launch of the game is a really good sign, and we should be looking forward to seeing these patch notes. They had a ton more bug fixes and stability fixes for this update 1, and make sure if you see a bug in game to please report it on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. That's what the button is there for. And then extras, you just see pause. I'm pretty sure they added a kitten into the game. Let me know in the comment section down below if they did, and where can I find it if they did. I hope you all enjoyed this update 1 patch notes breakdown. If you'd like to see more of these in the future, I'm also doing mod showcases. I'm going to be doing world showcases, server showcases, and just a wide variety of content here on the channel regarding Hytale. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.